So we're going to start demo day off with some recap on some previous releases. Most of them include point of sale changes. So I'm just going to just talk through a couple of items we've changed. Just select a customer. So a couple of the items we've changed is just some cleanup around the labeling. So we've changed some of the header to add order information. If we navigate to the load orders, we've changed some of the language on the button. We've also blocked it. Previously, you were able to just kind of go through without selecting an order. So now once you include an order, now it'll ask you to ship or ship partial. And similar with the invoices, once you actually add an invoice, you're actually able to progress through. Um, A couple of the other changes include once you are in selecting a part and you add a part and you view some of the options, we've sort of cleaned up with potential uh, custom fields. Now, with integrations, if you have quite a few custom fields now, you would be able to see them. Currently, I don't have that viewable, but that is one of the changes we've made. Um, we've also added a couple of MRK control flags, and I will show a few here. If you just give me one moment while I pull it up. If you've never seen MRK control, this is what we've been using to sort of control a lot of feature flags, as we're calling them. Um, and so what you're able to see is quite a large number of them. But one of the new ones is the point of sale clear category on search. So if you were to add a category, you would be able to see all of them. But if you just need to back out, you could just simply type anything in and it'll clear the category and then just allow you just to do a general search. And that just allows for a little bit cleaner searches for certain integrations. Um, that I think just about wraps up some of the new items that we've released. There are some other items that revolve around some security, but uh, I believe that just about wraps it up.
I
Other
think
than
that
bug
covers, I think
fixes.
you're right, covers everything that's been released since the last demo day, which is what we're starting to do in these calls, is make sure, it's one thing for us to send out the release notes. It's another thing for people to get to see and connect all of it. And oftentimes when they're connected to, more feature toggles and MRK, I think it's a good opportunity for people to see how that stitches together. So thank you for that, Christian.
So two things that we have coming in are new features in Rover Scan. The first is the ability to clock in and out, starting and ending a job. Um, and so this does actually have some new behavior as well. I'm going to pull up a woe control. We've added a new option here on the woe control screen, another feature toggle to determine kind of what action is taken or what optional action is available when ending a job. And so the first option is 0, and we will perform no stock transfer. There will be no option for it. Option 1 is that it will automatically move quantity that you enter to the next operation in the job. And the final one is that optionally you can move quantity to any operation on the work order. And so we'll show the third option for the time being so that we don't have to log out and back in multiple times to show all of them. Um, oh, actually, and there's another option here in labor control affecting start job here. We have this option that you can select a labor function to default in this screen. Just, certain customers, they only ever care about one, only ever use one or something. And so this provides them the option to default that so they don't have to enter it in. So I'll enter my employee ID. You can see that the function is loaded in. Internal work order, operation, start the job. And we can go back over here. Kind of similar workflow for the end job. This automatically fills in most of the information for us. And so here are the new optional fields with this end stock transfer option. There's a destination operation, so we can enter which operation we'd like to move quantity to. So we'll move it to the third operation here, and we can move a quantity of 3. And bringing up the work order, you can see that we've just had a quantity of 3 move from operation 1 to operation 3 today. And then in addition to that, we've also added woe completion option into Rover Scan so that you can also complete quantity and move it to stock from a work order. This also includes a new feature that will be able to now start rolling out to all of the scan options as well, where you can use your user ID as the employee ID. And this will automatically default the employee ID prompt to your current user ID. And this is a user setting here, so it can be turned on and off on a user basis. And so to see that, we'll go to scan, open up woe completion, and we can see my employee ID is already filled in. So I enter my work order ID, fill in just about everything here. So now we can just enter how much quantity we would like to complete from this work order. There you can see, I still have it locked. Then again, we can go to the shop transactions. And we can see that we've completed a quantity of 5 and moved it to stock. And there's some additional fields here that show and hide depending on, if the inventory location and the part are, lot controlled, bin controlled, and the various things like that. And those are prompted as necessary. I believe that is all for the new Rover Scan features coming.
Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about production scheduling. This is one of our newest modules that has been in the works. And so as you can see here, this is our sort of new scheduler. And what you can see is this top table is all the unscheduled orders, and everything in this Gantt chart is the scheduled orders. And we've grouped them using this new scheduling group that we've added to WO Control. And I could show that here. So essentially how it works is you define schedules and you can group work centers. And let me pull up the work center. And for the work center, for let's say SP1, we've added this toggle to allow scheduling. So it allows you to sort of view them in here. And so once these are all grouped, you're able to view them here. And we have a couple defined. So we could switch between them and you could see that it updates. So this schedule group has 4 different work centers. And I'll go back to Drive Blend because that actually has some data. And so you have a couple of options. So you could select a row and then you could add it, or you could drag it and drop right onto these Gantt chart. And so currently the sort of yellow indication is an unscheduled or hasn't been finalized in the scheduler. And we've added a button to sort of reset it. So if you click that, it'll just reset the state. So you could just drag back here. And some other items you could do is you could add other sort of operations on top of that. This will add another operation line item that's sort of connected. So let's just do second operation. You just hit enter and then it'll add it. And then you also have the option to remove it. And so once you've sort of established your schedule, hit save, and it'll sort of commit the changes and you'll get a success message. The other option is you can actually move other scheduled items. And similarly, once you've sort of moved them, you've sort of updated them, they'll turn yellow. And again, you can just reset it. And you're able to do that here. The other tab we have is just a general work orders tab. And so you're able to search for any work order. This isn't necessarily limited to scheduling. And you're able to click, and currently everything's just read only, except you're able to add a note. So we could add something quickly and then hit save, and it'll just commit that change. So back to scheduling. Let me go back to Drive Blend. Our changes are here. Some of the other options is you're able to specify the date range. So we could probably move everything a little bit closer to each other. So you could see the granularity was a little bit cleaner. Let's go one more back. And so now you're sort of able to view this at like more daily or even hourly level. And from there, you could simply just schedule your work orders and save them. And this is just something we've been working on for the last couple months.
All right, so I have a few upcoming features. A new change added to POS. So we have a new tab here available for the orders. Right now, when you come into this tab, it's going to load all the orders available. And when you select an order, you have the ability to edit or include an order, very similar to the table we had in POS when you select a customer and you load all the orders. Automatically, when you edit or include an order, it's going to know to grab the customer related to that order, and then load it in, and you can just do whatever you need to do. You can go forward and select parts and update the order as needed. Or if you wanted to include the order, we have that built in. I believe the idea around this is that we're moving the orders table out of the sales module and into POS because it just makes more sense that way.
Yeah, can I add something to that for a minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that is a big one. So there's still some polishing work happening around this too. I know we got some handoffs over a couple of the non-Rover integrations are really interested in this functionality, and then at least one Rover customer is too. And Assad said it, but what we're really realizing here is that we've been saying for a while, point of sale is so much more than just point of sale. It really has this capacity to become the sales page for us. And so the first step in that convergence was bringing the orders table over here so that you could have visibility on either all of your orders that you've entered as an order writer or sales rep, or if you're the sales desk manager, all of your team's orders, or if you're, like Susie in our case, responsible for processing existing orders, shipping them, you could do that from here too without having to drill into each customer and over, kind of go in and out, that sort of thing. So there's a kind of a cross-cutting functional aspect here, which is huge, and really what it acknowledges, I think, is that point of sale has evolved so much, it has become our sales module. So once this finishes moving over, we'll revisit sales, and we're not taking the orders table out of sales for the time being. It's still there, but this is the same exact table brought over here. We'll do the same thing with opportunities and quotes. And once that's happened, we'll probably get rid of the old sales page because all of that functionality will now be available in point of sale. And at that time, we'll probably just start calling point of sale sales, because that helps wash away some of the confusion or all the nuance that we have whenever we're explaining to people, yes, it's called point of sale, but it really does so much more than that if you want it to. So it just, to acknowledge really how much this area has grown and what that means for the rest of the product. This is kind of the first of a series of moves here that I think are really exciting. So thank you, Assad.
I have a little sneak peek into something new we're messing around with. We have a new page, the inventory page, that we're adding in. Currently, nothing is really well, we have these charts up top, and right now they're just static, but we do plan to make them functional, and just a table that's loading all the POs in right now. So this is something you can expect to see pretty soon, and it's currently just being worked on, so it's pretty bare bone right now, but just thought I'd throw it in since there's something to show.
It's very raw. Work started a couple of days ago. That's okay. The context behind the scenes here, we're starting with POs and a focus on POs because this is related to, once again, a customer sponsored project. That project was to bring receiving functionality into the web. And originally the idea was for that to live within Rover Scan, but in talking to that customer and really mapping out their workflow, it became clear that they weren't intending on doing any of this receiving with handhelds, and they really needed access to more of the, tablet full landscape view of the receiving process. And so it became a natural opportunity for us to take our plans for the inventory page off the shelf and get it moving here with the first hook really being into POs. I kind of expect what will happen. I hadn't said it to the team yet, so it's their first time hearing it from me too. But we'll probably along the way, since we're here doing POs, also integrate in some simple part lookup and other functions that make sense for an inventory section, just so that it doesn't feel too naked when it's first landing. But the big thing here is we're addressing, once again, a very excited and interested customer who's got a use case they want to go ahead and get out of the desktop and into the web. And so that's where we're going. This is really all about receiving functionality, finding its way into the web, which is cool.